Coach, so obviously yesterday was a big day. You made it official. I think everybody knew it was coming just by what even we could see, that Jayden was sort of passing every test. You name him the starter. Can you go, first of all, have you seen the clip on Hard Knocks, the off-season edition? I get a kick out of it. I loved it when I saw it, of the Giants when they're sitting around, they're having a meeting. I couldn't believe they put all this stuff on TV, but thank God they did. But Dable's sitting around the table, and the GM Shane asks him, he goes, anybody here interested in trading up for Jayden? He goes, Jayden? Yeah. Yeah. When he said that fired me up so much. What? A, did you see that? And B, just remind us, when did you know you were picking that kid?
I think maybe they caught it on camera, but there are a lot of teams that probably had that conversation. Just the other ones didn't get it onto camera.
Right.
You put the tape on, and I can remember, like, it was the first player that Adam and I watched back in the winter when I got here, and we were through LSU. He even went back to ASU about the player and showed me a game against Oregon like he was a freshman. So, like, he had so much work already done on him that it was pretty clear to see how tough he was, the playmaking that he made, decisions. So that was really cool. You're right. You knew this day would happen. I guess what was exciting to see the how. And he has absolutely gone for it, on the details, making sure early to get things right. Oftentimes he'll come in the next day and already have gone through the script, gone through the things that, needed to do. So that part I was really pumped up with to see the how he would compete for this thing, how he would go after it. And he absolutely, just did not stop. And so it was very cool to see he and some of his teammates kind of taking on that mindset. They won't be denied on going for it.
Coach, I know that when you and Adam were watching video of Jayden in college, he did take some big hits. And I know you were perturbed on Saturday when he didn't slide on that 13-yard run. You were perturbed. Okay, it is. And then he was asked yesterday, Jayden was asked yesterday if he's ever practiced sliding. And we kind of dealt with this with RG3 back in the day, too, in 2012, because he didn't slide, and he didn't really – when he tried to slide, he didn't look like he's ever done it before.
He was awkward.
He looked terrible doing it. So do you emphasize in practice? Does he actually practice the slide, or are you just hoping his natural ability and his instinct is going to tell him, all right, I got to get down here?
Yeah, hope is not a good plan, so we don't go with that one.
All right,
for
good.
Sure. But some QBs are more dive and roll, and so that's kind of what Lamar does. That's what Jayden does, and so not everybody, is leg out, heel behind, slide. Others are, dive. If you're, right-handed quarterback, rolling your left shoulder so you're landed that way.
Right.
So I would say, I don't know, I wouldn't say it's half the league, of the mobile guys are into that, where as opposed to sliding, sometimes you see on the slide, the defender is still there, ready to contact. The guy gets hit up top. Mm-hmm. So we do that, more than, the traditional baseball slide. Both of them are ways to what we would call is get down. That's kind of the term that we use. Hey, how do you get down? So, yes, he caught an earful of not getting down into that space. But it's definitely something that it's important, because if you get the first, you're out to the space, let's fight for the other, 3 or 4 yards on a different down. And it's one that all the guys who have this competitive nature and mobility fight through. But, we don't want those kind of hits, that's for sure. Some of the ones that you saw, down, in college, he's plenty tough enough. He's proven that. There's no demonstrating needing to establish that. That's something that, needs to be part of what we do. But get down is the term that we use, and, it's usually a, forward dive and a roll with it.
Coach, even those of us that are just fans, we don't get to see him every day. We just seen the bits from the scrimmages, video clips that people are put up, the games, preseason games. It looks like this kid has it all. I mean, he's got the arm talent, the quick release, the knowledge, the demeanor. He's a leader. He kind of does it all. Does he have full command already? If you had to play week 1 right now, could he run Cliff's whole offense right now?
Absolutely. And what we do, we're still kind of in the training camp mode, so we still have 2 more days, today and tomorrow, that will kind of finish up what we call like our installs. That's like, think about putting in your playbook of how you do that. Then the next week is kind of trimming some of the things down, that feature certain players, certain things. And so that's the process that you go through. But certainly, as you're going through a week, you don't have the whole playbook up. But for him, he really puts it in, man, in terms of the work and the things to go. So we're going to feature the things that, he excels at. He loves, features the offense and the players in their way, but he absolutely is ready to do that. And that's what was cool to see, like when I was talking about how he would go for it and things like, calls, checking in and out of plays and protections, playing the position well, not just throwing it well. And I think that's kind of what you were alluding to with the comment that it's the whole playing of the position.
Mm.